Okay, thank you very much for being here today. It is a podcast day, and I want to give a shout out to Jay and Joe for, again, making me look good. They actually do the filming and the PR work for me as far as with the podcast. So if you need some work done as it relates to doing a podcast and putting your arm in a podcast, they would be the people to do that. Moving straight on, I want to thank Mo for being here with me today. Mo is really graduated in so many words, in so many ways, because she's working out of New York and also Washington, D.C. I do know, and she's working at this particular time with HBCU, some of the programming there in D.C. for historically Black colleges, and that's pretty important. So those of you that have students or know students that would like to continue their education, she may be a person that you need to contact. And so also with me today is Jimmy Harvey, a longstanding resident and someone that I look to and get advice from because he's been in the business. He says he's not in the business now, but he's still in the business. And those of you that have worked with him know that he would like to do as much as he can for you, and he does that. Just a little aside, he's working with and has been working with the last couple of years, the bike giveaway in town here. Did you ride here today, Jimmy, on a bike? I'm just curious. Or was that?
No, I actually drove my car today. The other day I drove the bike, but the day I drove my car. Yes.
He's making a plea, and I'm making a plea that you consider giving a bike, donating a bike to the Healthy Child and Adolescent Network. It's an annual bike giveaway, and they do it and give away those bikes before Christmas. So keep in mind, and I don't think, Jimmy, you wouldn't shy away from people going out there and buying a bike, would you?
Well, the donations, of course, are always acceptable. We really desperately need volunteers. We will have almost 4,000 bikes being given away, and that's a lot of people for one group.
Right.
So we can use volunteers. We can use a lot of help.
Right.
Bernie Bogarty Harvey, who is in charge of that, is in charge of me.
Okay.
Is running that, but it is an all-volunteer organization. Mm-hmm. And we're just so grateful that at this time of the year, people have a heart to give to people who are not as fortunate as they may be. And I don't know of any kid that doesn't want to have a bike for Christmas.
Right.
That's just something that's so special. And I'm so grateful we're able to do that this year again, as we have for the last 15 years. A guy named Mr. Moses Mathis started.
I was going to bring him up.
And we're just so grateful for the Mathis family and for all of the people that supported that bike giveaway. There's nothing more important, whatever your status is in life, to reach a hand up or out.
Right.
To help another person. What's more important than helping a needy kid, a child?
Right.
We're just so grateful for that, and thank you for bringing that up.
Well, I needed to because a lot of people, they don't think outside the box, meaning this. The organization was originally started by Moses Mathis. And
in the back of his yard.
In the back of his yard. Yeah. Now, the thing about that is you may have some people out there right now have been looking for Moses Mathis. And someone, actually, Bernie is taking that over.
Yes.
Well, of course, and that makes a big difference, So it does continue, but under new leadership. And so how many bikes were given away last year?
Right at about 3,300.
3,300.
3,300.
And it's given out, they're given out at a particular day?
And I see that the date is right on the schedule there.
Right on the schedule.
Yeah. The bicycle is Saturday, December the 13th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's called the Healthy Child and Adolescent Network, formerly known as the Bicycle Giveaway Program. As we said, Moses started in his backyard fixing bikes for kids in the neighborhood.
Right.
And it grew to where our late superintendent, Dr. John Griffin, gave us a building. And that particular day, we gave almost 300 bikes out. We couldn't be so proud.
Right.
From 20 to 300. And we walked down to the pawn shop or going by the pawn shop and found out that some of the bikes had been pawned. And we realized we needed to bring some help in. The scammers had got us. So we called Miss Bernie Bogarty, who was then Bernie Bogarty, not Bernie Bogarty Harvey.
Right.
And she came in and got the social workers for the school system to qualify, the children and qualify the need. And it's been working about as good as anything you can think of, Jerome. We're so grateful for that.
If you don't get down there to get a free bike this year, you can sign up for next year and get a moped. So, okay.
Or you can call 910.
Scratch that.
745-8008. Let me say that again. 910-745-8008. And I just want to say thank you so much for that, because there's nothing more important, I don't think, than to be able to say whatever we do, we help others.
That's it. Well, thank you very much. Well, in a slight transition, I wanted to bring you in, Jimmy, because you have done some things remarkable here in Cumberland County. Besides helping me, being a fraternity brother, when I call, it's just strange. You did retire, which means that's why you always pick up the phone from me, because you have nothing to do. And that's fine. It's nothing wrong. I'm very loose, Jimmy. I'm very loose. So what the heck are you, how were you so successful in this business? Because you've been in it a while and you've helped a number of folk, but what do you think your biggest success has been?
Any one thing you say would be, so I would say the biggest thing I was able to do is to listen to people. I want to this is off script now, but people came to me and said, I need your help. People came to me and said, I need to send my kids to college. So here's the question. Do you want to save your money at 5%, or do you want to save it at 30%?
Okay.
So your answer would be what, Jerome?
Well,
30. I'm going to help you with that. 30%.
Thank you.
So here's how you get 30%. If you're saving your money after you pay your bills and pay taxes, then, when you get paid, they take about 25% of it out, right off the top. So what if you could take that same that they're taking in taxes and put it in a pension for your own self or for your own kids' college education?
Right.
That's called a tax shelter. Now, Jerome, you sell it all the time. You sell IRAs, you sell 401ks. Whatever they need, you already have. Right. They just need to match up what you have with a plan that they can access for their child's education or for their retirement.
I already have that?
You already have the mechanism.
Oh, thank you.
Right. So they can come to you and do a shelter.
Yeah.
They can do any kind of shelter. Everybody has some way they can do a shelter. If they don't have one, we have what they call individual retirement annuities, which helps you to save your money for retirement or whatever you say you want. Then you make 5% on the interest. So now you made 30%. So here's the question. Do you want to save your money at 30%, or do you want to save it at 5%?
That's it.
That's real simple.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm going to make another pitch, because I think of all the things we talk about, we have to come to realization. I don't ask the gardener to build my house. And I don't go to the dentist and ask him to do surgery. And I don't go to the surgeon and ask him to go represent me in court. I get a lawyer. Now, Rex asked one of my dear best friends, said, if you send a lawyer to surgery and send a surgeon to the courthouse, two things are going to happen. Somebody's going to lose their life, and somebody's going to do some time. They are experts, but they are experts in a different field.
That's it.
If you're trying to save your money at home under the pillow, great idea. But you don't have an expertise in that. You need to go to see somebody like Jerome Scott and have him to sit down and show you how you can make 30% on your money as opposed to 5%. And it's so simple.
Yeah.
Put it in a shelter.
Well, how were you able to get your clients at that time to stay on track? Did you babysit them? How did you do that?
A guy named Collier St. Clair, who you know very well, who went on to be the president of Equitable in Atlanta, was my distributive education teacher at high school. And I couldn't stay out of the office, so instead of going to the office to see the principal, I just went to see Carl.
Yeah, you and I work for the same. You and I work for the same.
Work for Equitable State.
Yeah.
But all of us, I don't care if you think we're successful, had somebody that helped us.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to have a lot of great people to help me. Most of the time, the clients would come to me and want to know just what we was talking about.
Yeah.
How can I save money? Yeah. And I said, well, first of all, you got to have your budget.
What did you say?
You got to have a budget. You can't go down and get paid and go spend all your money. They want to know how you going to save it.
I've done this podcast before, and when Jimmy wasn't here. This is ridiculous. You've been listening. Did you? Don't worry about it.
Well, it's in your book. It's in your book. The number one chapter says, "Save for you." The first chapter in this book, I'm gonna raise it up if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
It says there are two kinds of people in the world: people that get paid, spend their money, and save what's left. People that get paid, save first, and spend according to their budget.
Yeah.
Now the interesting thing is the second person that always ends up hiring the first person. You're gonna always work for somebody who saves their money first. If you want to have people working for you, you've got to learn how to save your money first. The first dollar you have.
That's it.
True story. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna blame. You can quote me on this. My dear, lovely, sweet mother, God bless her soul, Miss Healthy Harvey, who's in the Green Book. You know that book they have and it came out.
Yeah.
Owned 6 beauty parlors. We long never did. We called them motels, but they were big houses you rented because we couldn't go to we didn't go to the Holiday Inn, right? Okay.
Couldn't do it.
I met everybody. Sam Cooke, I met them all. So she would say to me, Jimmy, go down the street if you want to get a new bike and find somebody to cut the grass. Well, Miss Ann Chestnut, the school was named after.
Yeah.
Mr. E. Miller lived in my block. Mr. Chop Kelly, not Chop Kelly, but his name was Mr. Kelly, who lived in my block. So I'd go down and cut the grass and come back with the money. She'd say, how much money they give me? And I'd say $4. She said, you sure that's all it was? I said, good gracious of life, I don't want to tell her how much I got. She say, I say, they gave me $6. So finally, she'd keep on until I got to the number they really gave me, whatever it was, $8 or $9, right? And I just hated to tell her how much money they gave me.
Yeah.
Well, she would say to me, why don't you bring the money and put it in the bank? The bank was her pocketbook. Whatever I made, she would match it. Now, I thought that was crazy back then, but I realized she was not going to let me sit home and do nothing. Mm-hmm. She made me go out, as they said, and find a way. So I'd come in, give her the $9, and of course I had 18 then. Yeah. So I could get 5, 6, whatever I needed, you know. But the idea was, when you get paid or get some money, save it first.
That's it.
Go save first. When I got my first job, all my life, of course, all the time I was at her house, I finally caught old. I'd borrow money from other guys to see, and she said, they didn't give you that. You. Anyway, whatever you made, they would say to you.
Is somebody calling us?
That's
somebody's.
I thought I could cut my phone off.
No, that's okay.
No, I don't think that's
call.
Okay. Let them call in.
They can call in.
The point I want to make though was the habit of saving first is the most blessed habit of any habit you can have. Now, I'm not going to put it in front of time. No, don't let me get that far. But to save first, then, according to your plan, pay the bills that you need to pay according to what Mo would tell you to do if you want to have a business.
That's it. And that was in the book. Is that correct?
That's the chapter 1. It says, savings for you.
Now, one thing I noticed, Jimmy, every time you come in, you've gotten a book. And it's been a new book. Are you selling these books when you leave?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not selling them, but people are blessing me because I teach them these techniques you got.
Okay, don't worry.
Right in the book.
Keep the books, as long as they're going to a good cause.
But it's nothing more important to say. Let me one more time say it, please.
Okay.
If I don't say anything else important or anything else you learn from me, get into the habit of saving first. We save first. Don't spend first. Yeah. Don't spend what's left. Don't save what's left. Have you a plan every time you get some money. some of this money goes to your savings.
That's it. So going a little bit further, someone that's been working a year, 2 years, and they are fortunate enough to get a raise, what is that person going to do with that money that they get?
You sure you ain't been following me, man? That's the same speech. Whatever we used to have something called tax shelter annuities. All the teachers had it. And of course, those that didn't have it had individual annuities.
Yeah.
And I would say, just whatever you save, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
When you get paid and get a raise,
Right.
the 10% of that raise, or 20, whatever you wanted, but I would always insist on 10, it's money you never made.
That's it.
Money you never had.
Never had.
Put that aside,
Yeah.
and then spend the 90 that's left.
Yeah. Well, I want to step
Fascinating.
Well, I went a step further. I tell them to save it all.
Well, that's
tough.
how that's
tough.
you tough.
Yeah.
But realistically, things go up. Gas costs more.
Yeah.
Grocery costs more. So, and you deserve, if you work hard, you deserve to, have some extra. So I would say save some of it, but save it first. Now, every time you get a raise, increase what you save.
Right. That's it. That's it.
And I can talk all night, but that's the formula. Save something every month. Save some of every paycheck. Every time you get a raise, put some of the raise in. Now, we didn't talk about, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, because you say this in chapter 6 of your book.
There's 6 chapters in the book?
Plan for success.
Okay.
Without a plan, you cannot ride down I-95 if there were no lines on the road.
That's it.
You've got to have a plan to follow. You've got to write up your plan that you want. When do you plan on retire? Now, you may not retire now. When do your children start going to be eligible to go to college?
Yeah.
What bills do you have that you have to pay? Your taxes. You've got to pay your taxes.
Yeah.
You've got to have money set aside. Vacation. I think right after
like vacation.
Right after you save money, plan for vacation. I don't want to work all the time.
Before they got the money.
Saving, but you need to have a plan. And Jerome, that's what I think is really, I'm probably skipping over the most important. Find you a professional like Jerome Scott who will sit down with you. You may be paying too much for your health insurance.
Yeah.
You may be paying you may be better off, instead of having a $10 deductible, having a $50 deductible.
Yeah. Yeah.
The money you save is going to more than offset. That money can then go into savings.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. I think certainly individuals that I work with, they do not come back as often as they should. I subscribe that individual needs to at least look at their plan at least twice a year. At least twice a year.
Jerome, I've been negligent, and I'm going to get all the people that, if you say somebody listen to me, I'm going to start making phone calls saying, please go by and see Jerome Scott so that you can get a plan. Who do you know that goes to the doctor when they're sick? Well, there's some people like that. I need to stop that. There are some people that only go to the doctor. But doesn't it make sense to go to the doctor on a regular schedule, say twice a year?
Yeah.
Get a wellness checkup. See if your blood pressure is a little high before it gets to be a heart attack.
There you go.
Don't take your car in for service when it breaks down. Go get a 6-week checkup.
Yeah.
Don't wait until your tires get bald.
Yeah.
Before you decide to put some new tires on your car. Check them regular. Your finances is the most important thing you have to check on. You need to check on it, and I should say every quarter. I would say every quarter.
Nothing wrong with that.
Every quarter.
Yeah. I think it's interesting also from the standpoint individuals, they tend to, they'll say, well, I have gone out and I'm seeking advice. You've given me the professional, but I'm talking to my next door neighbor or I'm talking to my cousin. What do they know about the business? They don't have the expertise. So are they getting the right information, do you believe, from...
The question I have, Jerome, is why do people listen to people who know less than they know and want to get smarter than they already are? if I ever find that Mo maybe can help us, she's an expert in knowing how to read people. What can we do to get people to quit listening to people who don't know as much as they know?
Yeah.
The gardener, the guy that shines their shoes, can tell them how to save money, what not to do. Yeah. Or, I have not got the answer to that one. Maybe Mose, with her great, brilliant self, can come up with that. What makes people listen to people who don't really know anything about what they're talking about, but they will listen to them like that's gospel according to George, St. Luke, and somebody else in the Bible.
There we go. There we go. That's great. That's great. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm telling you. All right. Is there? Did you ever run into individuals, or do you run into individuals in the past that have said, "I've got to have this type of coverage," and they haven't done? They call themselves investigating the types of coverages out there, and the big one is what's the best, term or permanent? Things that go in. We talk about life insurance.
It is interesting, Jerome, to find out. Of course, even at this stage, I'm learning stuff. How much we don't know.
Yeah.
I wish I knew when you were going to die, because that may not help. Because, what's going to happen after you die, I may not be here to help you with that. I may be gold myself. But people assume that they know stuff that they don't know. It's impossible to know what's best for the future till you know what the future is going to be, because none of us know. Right. But if you can find a way to talk to people that can give you the best possible, all things bad. So what happens, and here's one thing we never talk about. I shouldn't say never, that's a bad word. What happens if I get sick?
Yeah.
What happens if I need long-term care? You see the number one building going up now is rest homes.
Oh, yeah.
They're going up faster than hospitals.
Yeah.
Because people are living longer and requiring and needing care. Once you need the care, it's impossible to get.
It is. It is.
You cannot, it's impossible.
Did any of your clients ever call you from a restroom, a rest home bed and said, "Can I get that long-term care?"
You mean, if anybody class never called me, that says, and not only that, if the doctor says, you got cancer, they want to know, can I get some more insurance?
Every time.
Every time.
You could have retired sooner. You could have retired earlier.
But you have to buy it before you need it. Yeah. But the good news is, if you will find someone that will enlighten you and give you an opportunity to be aware of the things that you don't know. Yeah. The enemy here is
time.
Time. That is the enemy.
The enemy's time. In your longevity in the business, and you've kind of put one foot out in the sense that, but did you have some people that have come to you and said, you talked to me 30 years ago, and you told me what I needed to do. Is it too late?
You mean, have anybody not done that? Your father a better question. It's just the book is called Let Them, and it's by a lady named and I'll think of a name, but it's the best-selling book on the market. What you have to try to do is to take care of yourself. The people that are not going to listen, you have to just kind of let them go where they want to go.
Yeah.
And just let it be what it is. Right. Sometimes, Jerome, I know in your career, all of us have had this, you wish you'd done more.
Yeah, that's it.
You wish you'd said more. You wish you had taken more time. You wish you knew how to motivate them differently. But you just have to do the best you can with what you can do. And each time you learn something, for instance, I found out in the family, if you have somebody like a grandmother or grandfather who maybe didn't save as much as they should have, let them talk to the kids.
Yep.
Let granddaddy call them, pay for lunch. Let granddaddy say, here's what I should have did when I was your age, son.
Yep.
that has sometimes about as much of influence as anybody you could have, because they will say to them, we could all been better off had I practiced some of these things that Mr. Scott's trying to tell you now. And I regret not doing it, but I don't want you to fall into that trap.
Yeah. That goes into that wealth, passing it on.
And and it's interesting. There are groups of people in this community that, I know that buy insurance on the grandchildren.
Yeah.
That's what they do, because they don't need insurance now, because their granddaddy bought all the insurance they could when they were young.
Right.
So those premiums for a grandparent is easy.
Right.
But there are groups of people in our community, and it's not necessarily, when I say groups, not necessarily races, but people who have been taught that we have to take care of our generation.
That's it. And they sit at the table.
Sit at the table and almost force them.
That's it.
Force them to do it. One good thing is always go do your funeral service before you die.
Yeah. That's true.
Get it all cared. Get it all. Go see the undertaker. Pay for everything.
That's it.
And pay for your children.
That's it. And
that takes that burden off your grandchildren.
Right. And I think the biggest thing that we get into, one of the things, there's a lot of things, but people think they have to do it all at once. They don't have to do it all at once. They can do a little bit now, a little bit later, a little bit after that. Kind of, again, looking at it, it can be just overbearing if you look at it all at once and think, you think you have to do it all at once. You just do a piecemeal, if you will. Yeah.
Before we close out, Jerome, I want to ask you one question. If you had to give advice, and I know you give it all the time, what would be the best advice you've given, or what would you say the best advice somebody should take about how to deal with planning for their future?
Let's get started. Let's stop putting it off. Let's get started. We'll start with that plan, and we'll take the first 2 to 3 segments of it and see how we can put it together and just move forward to that, because things will change down the road for you, not too long, because once you feel good about what you've done with the first step, the second, the third step, you'll want to do the fourth step and the fifth.
I would ask Mo to come over here, because nobody can see this, but on my piece of paper, I wrote a check mark. The same thing I was going to say is what you just said. Start now.
Oh my God.
Tomorrow is not promised, and yesterday is gone and buried.
It is.
You can only deal with now. Don't put it off till tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes. Start now. Thank you so much for having me, Jerome.
You bet, Jim.
Appreciate it, enjoyed it, and let's do it again.
We will. And again, this is Jerome Scott, the insurance guy with Jimmy Harvey. And we've got Mo here. And what I'd like to do, I don't know if from the director's standpoint, I got a segment that I want to move to with Mo. Is this a good time to do it or what? Got Mo here. And Mo has been instrumental in doing some things, not just in the community, but she's been instrumental in actually getting some things done, I guess on a personal side. And I just want to talk about me for about 30, 45 seconds here, but Mo's got me involved with Tamara Hall, and she's got a couple of books up there, and also with Sherry Shepard. She's got a book now. I don't know if they've read them or not, but they're in their hands, and that's pretty important. I want to talk about what she's done recently. And when did you get back, Mo?
I got back from where, first of all?
D.C.
D.C. So actually, D.C., I went last year to HBCU Honors, and I'm going again November the 20th to cover HBCU Honors. And 2 of the 3 honorees are from local HBCUs, Shaw and A&T. So we got Pastor Shirley Caesar from Shaw and Janice Bryant Howard from A&T, who was the first Black woman to build a $1 billion company.
Okay. Now, what Mo has done, and I wanted to emphasize this, and I'm sure it's come out, but those of you in the community that know, if you will, this just didn't happen overnight. She has made imprints in various segments in the community, but also outside the community, in TV land, radio land, your land, my land. Again, it's terrific because this is something that you can't say this is a dream that she had. You might want to say it's a dream, but the point is she had to plant some seeds and they came together. And of course, that's what we think. All of a sudden it happens and you think the dream has come true. Well, what happened here, she's made steps at various times, at various periods in her life that made this all come together. So it just didn't just all of a sudden happen. In a sense, maybe it did, but the point is it didn't happen that way. If she didn't meet certain people, if she was not at certain places, if she was not putting people in their proper places to make things happen, if the people that she touched didn't come back and touch her and pull her up, this would not be happening. And I think it's important to know it's about just working together. And so many times you meet somebody that's in a different area, they're successful, and you think it happened overnight. But again, making that connection makes a big, big difference. I remember a time when I was working with Mo on a venue, and it came about that we needed to somehow get this venue because it's a beautiful venue. And I said, I don't know if we can do this. There's a negative thought there, but I should know by now that Mo says this is going to happen. Again, the thought here is we did have an event at that venue, and it was unbelievable. And she got it at cost, wasn't it? You got a pretty good cost for it? Don't. Anyway, we had. Anyway.
So how about who you know?
Who you know. So again, if there's some things that you would like to see done within your business, some people that you would like to meet, and also coordinate and get influential with, and so make a collaboration. You might have been able to do it before she went to D.C. Now the price has gone up. So with that being said, Mo, tell us about this HBCU event, that one of the many events, but this is the most recent.
Yeah, so HBCU Honors, this is the third anniversary of this event. This year is going to be at the Duke Ellington School of Arts. Last year was at the Howard University. And it's just going to be a phenomenal event. They're having a Rising Stars challenge this year where they're looking for singers from HBCUs who can sing, because Jerome, if we don't pour into our next generation, we always talk about they don't know this, they don't know that. And like you and Mr. Harvey alluded to earlier, you have to have somebody teaching you and coaching you, because a lot of these singers and artists, they've done the things. And I want to also talk about the Carolina Soul Music Awards, which I just came back from in Columbia, South Carolina, where the King George had these music awards. So King George, he's made it. And he's pulled back to all the upcoming rising Southern soul artists from North and South Carolina. And that's huge, because one of the biggest songs of the year, 803's Fresh Boots on the Ground, didn't even get a Grammy nomination. Now, what song was bigger than Boots on the Ground? So
who's Boots? Who's Boots?
Boots on the Ground. I know you know Boots on the Ground.
No.
Jimmy's a stammer, so Jimmy and Bernie know Boots on the Ground. So Jimmy, we got to teach Jerome Boots on the Ground. But I say that to say sometimes we have to create our own things. Like I said, a lot of people, we talked about the Oscars and the Grammys and why we shouldn't go, why we should go. We have to put emphasis on our own things and make them just as important as everybody else's things. I think that's where our community lack. They were like, oh, well, they've done that. That's better than what we have. You know how they always say their ice is colder. A lot of times I ran into that so many times, and you've seen it. Yeah. I would tell somebody something, and then somebody else will tell them something. They were like, oh, this drink is better than Mo's. We're going to pay them $50 million, and we're going to pay Mo $500. Then we got to get away from that.
We do. Exactly. We do. We need to get away from a lot of things. But again, I hear you talking, and that's important. So, again, anything else about this venue that's coming up that you think would be good?
I believe if you can make it to DC to the taping, come. When I went to DC last year, like I said, I was in the Air Force. Shout out to all my veterans. Today is Veterans Day. And even from Fayetteville, DC, like I said, it's Chocolate City. I was so impressed by all of the Black people who have made it. Because we see that. We see the people in Fayetteville. We see the people on TV, but to see actual people, and I think that makes a big difference. So I know I am starting an initiative to bring more of that visibility because our kids, I'm always going back to the kids. They need to see things that can happen in real life, that you can have a dream. You can start today. Whatever your dream is, write it down, and we can work through it. I can introduce you to somebody who can introduce you to somebody. Yeah. And that's how this thing works. Yeah. It really is. It's not what you know, it's who you know, and sometimes it's the more you know.
Favorable condition.
It's under favorable condition. Yeah.
So again, it's who you know.
It's who you know.
Who you should know, and the more you know.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's great. That's great. You've done phenomenal work, in the community. You've done phenomenal work as it relates to getting some things done. Phenomenal work in just moving up the ladder, if you will. So what's on the horizon at this particular time also besides the DC event that you're going to? Anything out there?
Yes, we have so many things. And before I go into all the things that's going on, I want to thank you because I remember when I first came to you or when we first started working together, like I said, I had a contract to end and, I was, what they say, down bad. And I said, Mr. Scott, if we work together, I can do X, Y, and Z. And if you get this train, help me get this train back on the track, I'll keep it rolling. Yeah. So that's when I saw King George. I said, I said we're going to keep this train rolling. And sometimes you have to have people who can not only just talk the talk, walk the walk, and write the checks. Yeah. Because I tell people I don't do this for the money, but I need the money to do it. Like you said, these venues aren't cheap. This food isn't cheap. These decorations ain't cheap. This production ain't cheap. Yeah. So you need to have people in your life who not only, like I said, the checks are important, who believes in you, who will talk life into you, because there's so many people in our circle sometimes that have never seen things of any magnitude done. So they're like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Tell people, no, you can't do that. I can do whatever I want to do. Yeah. But to answer your question, you are the pillar of the community sponsor for the Fayetteville Liberty, a brand new professional basketball team that's coming. December the 12th, we're having a press conference at 2:00 at Alpha Academy. Another point, you introduced me to the Slow Clubs. Yeah. So there are so many things. Like I said, December the 6th, I'll be out in Hope County judging a Taste of Hope. December the 20th, this is brand new, hot off the presses. We're having the Hope Mills Holiday Classic Block Party at the T.J. Robinson Life Center. Everyone is invited. We don't want money to be a barrier for anybody to get to what they need in 2026.
December 12th, that's the Liberty.
The Liberty, yes.
And is that open?
That's open to the public, absolutely. You just have to go on Eventbrite to register. Because we need to know who's coming. And a lot of times, too, when we talk about RSVPing for things, y'all please RSVP so people can accommodate.
Yeah, that's true.
We have to accommodate. We want to make it the best experience for you. If you can't make it, it's okay. Let them know, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. But if you say you're coming, go. If you say you're not coming, do not show up. You can still show up, but just know how do you say, it can be inconveniencing, especially when you're putting on big events.
Yeah. We need to know how much food's going to need to be there. And if you didn't RSVP, you will be instructed not to eat. And that comes from me. So,
Jerome, remember about 2 weeks ago when we did the E.E. Smith alumni introduction ceremony? Yeah. And this happened. Jimmy was there the first year we did it, and we asked for RSVPs. And I love E.E. Smith with everything in me, but you guys y'all just show up in droves. But it's all good. Showing up. But like I said, when we're doing events, we want to make sure that it's the best experience for you and we have enough. And I know food should not make or break if you come to the event or not. No. So let's be clear about that. I don't want you not to come to an event because you're not going to get a chicken wing. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah. But just make sure that people know that you're coming and show up.
Now, December 12th, Fayetteville Liberty.
Yes.
That's the basketball team for Fayetteville. And at this event, it might be a good thing to, if you got children that like basketball, want to see a professional team, this would be a good time for them to come out and get acquainted for 2026. That would be something good. And, I know I'm going to be there.
Yes.
December 12th, what time now?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay, good. Let's go to December 20th. What's that about?
So December 20th, I am really excited about this event. Like I said, it's going to be at the T.J. Robinson Life Center. We want the community to come out. We want a line dance. We want to do some gift exchanges. We got Stephanie from Dancing Without Sin, and I was talking to another step group. I talked to Chuck E. Cheese. I want to talk to the Woodpeckers. I want this event, like I said, it's not about me, but I am one of the coordinators. I just want people, because the holidays can be a hard time for a lot of people, especially if you've lost loved ones. And, we're in a military town. You're away from home. Your parents can't come to you. You can't get home. So we really want this to be something that everybody can come to and link with somebody to, take your mind off your problems for about 3 hours.
Okay. So you got your hand, at least in December 12th, on Fayetteville Liberty, and also on December 20th, on T.J. Robinson Family Life Center. You got your hand in that, and you've got your hand in other things. How can someone get in touch with you, Mel?
They can definitely go to the moreyouknow.vip, my website, and everybody knows I'm all over social media. So just inbox me, go to the website. I'll post my Calendly link to book a discovery call just to make sure I'm a good fit, because even though I can do all the things, sometimes, and what I see a lot of times is people, they see me doing all the things and then they're not absolutely ready, because you will say something, I'm off to the races.
Yeah, that's a problem. I mentioned Hall, Tamara Hall, and I mentioned Sherry Shepard. Next thing you know, are we? I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going. So I said, no, this may not be the best time, but here's the thing. It was a good time for Mo. It really was. It's a good time because it fit her to actually get to another level. Mm-hmm. This thing coming up on the 20th, this is going to fit her to get to another level. This may not fit me, but the point is, I am still holding on to her coattail. That's important. I need to be there. So thank you. I need to thank you. That's terrific. That is, I'm just proud of you. I really am. You should be proud of yourself, and I'm proud of you. I really am. You've done some amazing things. You've knocked some barriers out the way. You've made some people believers. And the other interesting thing, I think, is the one where you have people that actually come up, where the heck did she come from?
Right.
So,
and I tell people, I'm from Fayetteville. I went to the military, and I've been doing this thing. Like I said, sometimes it's been a lot of stop and go, because sometimes you get the support and sometimes you don't. And I just know when it's not my season, I just take a break and I listen to God. When he says go, I go. When he says stop, I stop. I don't argue. I don't say, God, but I really want to. Okay, well, I'm just going to have to sit down and just take a break.
There you go. And I'm glad you listened to them.
Absolutely.
Well, I'd like to thank you for stopping by. This has been a pleasure. It's been great for you to show up. This was really something that just occurred because she just got back. Was it last week?
Yes. So I just went to Raleigh. I just joined the National Association of Black Journalists, the Raleigh-Durham chapter, the first from Fayetteville. Yeah. And that's the thing, too. Fayetteville, we have to extend those honors. Sometimes we have to go to the Raleighs, the Charlottes, the DCs, the LAs, the Atlantas, and bring some of that stuff back.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
That's it. Again, thank you for joining the podcast today. I hope individuals have liked and actually enjoyed what they've heard. And if you have any questions, if you certainly give me a call, the insurance guy, that would be 487-0044, or stop by the office at 5310 Yadkin Road. If you just want to come in and get a bottle of water, that'll be fine. We'll knock off the and also Mo is, here she goes. She's again bringing up stuff that I should be bringing up. Don't forget about my book. It's on Amazon, but if you come by the office, we've got copies here for you. One for you, one for your brothers, one for your son, your daughter, your nieces, nephews. Again, thank you for tuning in, and this has been a great show. Thanks a lot.